Today I'm going to be showing you how to make these super smooth camera movements in After Effects. So without further ado, let's hop on After Effects and let me show you how to make it yourself.
Now that we are on After Effects, let's import these two assets from our asset pack. It's free in the Discord server, which is going to be the blue background and this map layer. Let's actually scale this down a little bit, right, when it comes to the background, so it matches the width and height of the composition, like so. Now I think the map is already scaled pretty well. Now I don't really have to do much. I like how this looks. The only thing that I'm going to be doing is I'm probably going to add some drop shadow to this front layer. Just go right here to effects, search for drop shadow, and drag this onto the top layer, which is the map. Before I continue, let's rename the layers so we stay organized. So the top layer is going to be map, so we're just going to name it map, and the bottom one we're just going to name backgrounds, just like so. Now let's actually go to the map layer and play around with the settings for the drop shadow. Play around with the settings until you find something that you like. This is going to depend on what look you're going for, but I think this is good enough for now. Now what we need to do is go over here to the layers and go right here and enable this 3D icon for both of them. Now this allows us to actually move this in 3D space. Now what we're going to do right here, right click, new, and we're going to add camera, just like so. One node camera, perfect. Enable depth of field. We're also going to enable that and use 50 mm. Now press OK, but that's not it. Now here's the thing where most video editors do it wrong. Now majority of video editors go and actually edit the keyframes for position or scale or zoom directly on the camera. And that is completely wrong. All you have to do is go to the layers, right click, new, and add a node object. Now what we're going to be doing is actually pairing the camera layer to our node. Now instead of actually animating the camera, we're going to be animating the node object. But you might be asking, why are we going to do that? If we made keyframes on this node object, we can stack these node objects on top of each other, so one animation is actually going to start before the first one even ends. Now let me show you in practice. What I'm also going to do is enable the 3D layer, just like so. Now we're going to go and enable position for this layer and rotation for this layer, just like so. Now we're going to go a couple of keyframes forward and we're going to actually animate. Let's say I want my animation to end on this location, Salty Springs. What I'm going to do is I'm going to actually first enable this style action so we can see the center of the video. And now create a keyframe for a node object. And let's just zoom in a bunch. Try to center it. And right now I'm going to play around with the settings till I get something that I like. Okay, so now I'm back. Now we have the animation, but right now it looks super weird and super janky. So now I'm going to fix a couple of things. Now the first thing I'm going to do is position, and I'm actually going to animate. We're actually going to go to position, right click, keyframe assistance, easy ease, and I'm just going to go and do a simple graph for position. It's going to be something like this, because as you guys can see, or maybe not actually, let me check. This looks better. Yeah, I think this is now actually look better. Just play around, create something that you like, play around with the keyframes, Now, before I continue with the tutorial, I just wanted to let you know that what I show on YouTube is just a small percentage of information that a video editor should know. I have my own learning program where I show you how to become a video editor on a completely next level. I also show you how you can turn video editing into your dream job by getting clients. I show you how to get clients, what attracts clients, and if that's something you're interested in, there's going to be a link in the description where you can join the waitlist for this program. But make sure to join it real fast because the number of people that can join is very, very limited. So make sure to join quick. But yeah, without further ado, let's continue with the tutorial. Now we're going to actually animate these two. No, this one I didn't use, which is going to delete it. I'm going to select these two, right click, keyframe assistance, easy ease. And I'm going to animate them so they start a little bit faster and they kind of slow down. So something like this. And now I actually got something that I've kind of like. Let me show you. If I press play, this is what it should look like. Zoom in on this location. But now we only made, zoom in on one location. But let's say, for example, I want to make it go from this location to another. How would we do that? Now what we're going to do is right click here, and we're going to go new, and we're going to create a new null object. And now that we've done that, let's go a little bit further. Now what we're going to do is go to null1, and we're going to go right here and parent it to null2. So now if we move this, it should move. Now, basically what I'm going to do now is find the location and make sure that it's centered on the screen and play around with the rotation. So get something that I like, and I'm going to get back to you guys. Okay, perfect. Now, this is what I've got right now. First, zoom in on this location, and then it goes to this one. Perfect. Now, what we're going to do is select all of the keyframes on Node 2. I'm going to right click, keyframe assistance, easy ease, and we're going to go to the graph. What we're going to do, select it like this, and just play around with this. And I'll just, play around with the settings of the graph until you get something that you like. Now, this already looks really, really good in my opinion, right? Now, this already looks pretty good in my opinion, but there's one more thing that we can do. Go to camera, and what we're going to do is click this arrow, go down to camera options, and you have depth of field already on. Now what I'm going to be doing is playing around with the settings a little bit until you get what you want in focus basically. Now here is the difference, right? Now this blur, if you do it right, is going to make a massive difference. Let me show you why. But this is what the map looked like before. We had the blur. But now, if we take a look, it's a massive difference, right? Before and after, it just makes so much different. But now let's actually go over. We have to animate this blur so it always stays in focus no matter what. So we're going to be animating this and also this one. So let me just make sure we only see the keyframes, just like so. I don't really think we have to play around much here, except maybe put keyframes right here. We're going to actually try and get this location now by animating focus. Now, I think this looks good. Let me just preview it. Now, basically what I've done right now is just create keyframes. So the focus distance is always correct, right? So the location that we want in focus is always going to be in focus no matter what, right? So just make sure to take time with this and just create a really nice kind of, animation. So honestly, let me show you if this is what the animation looks like right now. And I don't think it looks too bad. This animation looks incredible. It looks really good, but visual part of the video is only half of the video. The other half is audio. And if you want to learn how to make sound design for the animation we just made, watch this video on the screen right now.